Hello friends, welcome to my video. I'm very excited to have you here. Today we're going to be talking about an exciting new launch, the Meet Me at Midnight palette by Lois Cosmetics. This is a really exciting palette for me because I love blues and purples, and this palette has blues and purples and a lot of them. And so this video is going to be about 4 looks using one palette. So I hope that you will stay and enjoy and watch my video. So a little bit about this palette. This is by Lois Cosmetics. It's actually a British indie brand, and she has another palette that I have already purchased, and this one's called the Meet Me in the Underworld palette. This one was released like a year and a half ago, and it's a really pretty palette. And I also did a video on this palette if you want to look back in some of my older videos. This was a really fun palette for me. It's got some grungy greens and some really wearable colors as well. So, but this one was really up my alley, and I just want to share with you what I did. So a little bit more about the brand. She is cruelty-free and vegan. The palettes are made in China, but she's got it on her website that she's cruelty-free and vegan. Each palette is €28.99, which at this moment translate to $55 USD. Well, and this is after shipping, so it was $55 for me after shipping. Shipping to the United States from the UK is quite expensive, as you might know. And so this palette was actually quite a bit more. It was $62 after shipping to get this in my hands, but I thought it was worth it. They were each €28.99 at the time though, so I think the shipping costs were changed. They were minimized a bit for this palette, and so I got this one for a little bit cheaper. Still, not a bad price. Definitely not it's not one of the most expensive palettes on the market by any means, even after shipping, and it's so worth it to me. I love being able to support an indie brand, and just, it's exciting for me to catch her vision of the palette that she creates, and it's very appealing to me. Her color stories are very appealing, very exciting. This is a 16 pan palette. I would like to do swatches for you. I don't always do a palette review where I talk about every single shade in the palette, but this time around I can tell you I've used every color in the palette except for these two. I didn't get around to using those two. They're probably going to be rather untouched colors in the palette for me, but I still would like to try them out at a later time. But in the meantime, I will do a bit of swatchy swatch. So the first color is called Phase. It's a very pretty lilac color. It's a matte color. Second color is New Day. It's very pinky. I got a little bit there. Whoops. Third color is Tonight. Now this is on a completely dry arm, so these swatches don't have any kind of primer underneath of them. There is Midnight, very pretty color. By the way, I am going to have timestamps linked below, so that way if you already know what the color story is like, you've seen swatches maybe in another video, you can just skip ahead to my looks section. The next one is Inky. Now this one's really pretty. I have a thing for like muted blue-greeny looks. Really love that color. We have Illuminated. Look at that. That's super pretty. Very gold. Very, very gold on my skin. The next one is Half Moon. The next one is a matte called Nocturnal. And excuse my little not pimple, but my little freckle there. The next one is Ambiguous. It's a matte transition brown shade. The next one is Guided. It is a shimmer, pinky, goldy, coral shade. I really like that color actually. It's one of my favorite colors in the palette probably. Next one is Mysterious. This is a matte purple, purpley pink. Next one is Witching Hour. It's a really deep, beautiful purple, like a royal purple. This one's like royal blue, that one's royal purple, and it is a shimmer. The next one is the prettiest color in the whole palette, in my opinion. This is called Nightfall, and when I opened the palette, when I first got it in the mail, I saw that color, and it was the first color that my eye went to. I just thought it was so captivating, so pretty. The next one is Disturbed. It's a matte blue. This one is Blood Moon. It's a shimmer orange. This one is Same Stars. It is a gold, a very old gold, if you will, kind of a shade. Very pretty shimmer. Not really one that I gravitate to, and probably not one I'll wear, which is why I haven't used it yet, but we'll see. And then I have, this one is called Midnight. This is actually the black shimmer. It's a soft shimmer. It's got like shimmer particles, but it's not a foiled shade. But yeah, here is all of the swatches on a clean, dry arm. So in terms of blendability, I thought that the mattes are very blendable. This one here is a good transition shade that I use almost at the base of every look, every warmer toned look. And then honestly, this is a really good cool toned matte shade that you can use to use as a transition shade. And then all of the shimmers are really good over top of my NYX glitter glue that I have. Pretty much every single palette that I wear with a shimmer, I put down my glitter glue first because it gives it a tacky base and kind of really gives the shimmers something to stick to, and it helps make the shimmer pop. So it's definitely one of my favorite ways to apply shimmer shades, and this palette is no exception. The shimmers are beautiful over top of the glitter glue. So this palette technically has mattes, shimmers, and foils. So some of them are like a softer shimmer than others. As you can tell, this one here is like a very soft shimmer, and it's very pretty, but it is not like quite as bright and bold as, say, this one. And you can tell when applying it, it's a lot softer. The foil colors are a bit softer and more buttery. So now I'm going to talk about the looks that I did. So I did 4 different looks. This is look number 4, and I'll just go ahead and show it to you since I'm already wearing it. This is the pink inspired color story that I kind of went with. I used a bit of this color. This is the main color all over, but I also used this color here, the Mysterious color. I pretty much used this whole corner actually, because I did use a little bit of this on the outer side to kind of deepen out my outer V's and kind of give it some definition, which you really can't tell. It doesn't look blue on the eye after I have all of this pink on. If I didn't have it on, you would be able to, it would be a lot more stark, a lot harsher of a transition there. So I think that sometimes you just have to lightly apply a different shade to kind of give it that transition that you need, so, and that contrast that you need. So that's this look. It's a very pink inspired, like I said. So I'll go back. Look number 1 was very blue inspired. I'll insert a picture here of what it looked like. I'll also insert pictures of the colors that I used in the palette for each look. So the first one was very blue inspired. I just wanted so badly to use this really pretty deep blue shade, this very crystal jewel toned blue. I thought it was really, really, really pretty. And I got a lot of compliments. I wore this palette to work 3 days in a row, and then I'm off today, so I didn't go to work with this look. But all of the looks, I kind of went a little bit more wearable, if you will. They're very bright colors, very wild, but I wore them in a way that I could wear them to work and it would be eye-catching, but not like way over the top. So I like to do more natural looks with really colorful palettes. So look number 2 was very purple inspired. I kind of went in a diagonal line here where I used those 3 colors. Some contrast, I believe I used this color in order to kind of give it a little contrast. Again, I will insert pictures here so that way it kind of helps give you an idea of which shades I actually used and what the look looked like. Look number 3 was mermaid inspired. I used the Nightfall shade, I used a bit of the inky shade. Now I used a bit of this color as a way to give contrast to the 2 green-blue colors. And I just think that it was one of my favorite looks. My fiance loved the purple shade. His favorite look overall was the look number 2, the purple inspired look. And yeah, so it's probably one of my favorites too because I love purple palettes. I pretty much have a host of purple palettes and I really gravitate to any palette that has purple in it. So I plan on maybe doing a video just talking about all of my purple palettes and what I think about them and my favorite ones and my least favorite ones and something like that. I think it would be a fun video to do. But anyway, yeah, I already applied today's makeup before I started the video, so I kind of wish I had applied it while on camera so you could see like how they apply. But like I said, I honestly think that all of them are the mattes are very blendable. I mean, I usually take my time blending no matter what palette it is. It's probably a little less blendable than Natasha Denona, but doesn't mean that it's not blendable. It's a very, very good, user-friendly palette to me. Just so long as you take your time blending and you give it, I don't know, give it some thought on what you want to do in your color story, give it some contrast. That's my suggestion. You can do a monochromatic look, which is pretty much what I did today, with the exception of a little outer contrast. But other than that, I mean, I went with pink lipstick. Today I'm using the Honest Beauty lipstick in Passion, and it is their soft liquid lipstick kind of a texture. And yeah, so most of the other the 3 looks that I did, I used a wing liner. Today, it was just a softer look, and I went with no liquid eyeliner. I just used a pencil liner. So, yeah. I guess that's pretty much the video. Is going to be a little shorter today, but I did want to do a video talking about it and just how excited I was, how much I love this palette. This is definitely one to go get if it's still available, and this one is on pre-order, so you could actually order them both, get them both, but you won't get this one until this one ships, and so they'll both go out in, I don't know, a few months. But if you just want this one, you can order it now and get it within a few days. So it did not take very long for me to receive this palette. I'm pretty sure I ordered it, and then within a week, I think it arrived. I was pretty impressed with international shipping and how fast it got here. And yeah, so that is that. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I hope you guys go check this palette out, check out my other videos that I have, and I will be seeing you next time. Bye!